Records are made to be broken.
The great one has become the greatest of them all.
When you break records, they're always fun, but boy, is it ever fun when you win.
We won 19 playoff series in a row.
You played 502 consecutive games.
What a goalie. What a goalie.
650th career win.
Whoa, that's a number.
The National Hockey League office had better order a brand new set of record books.
139 points. Never going to see that again.
Wayne Gretzky with history.
92 in a season. Pretty amazing number. It's one of those records that I don't think will ever be broken.
The ovation continues. This is an incredible achievement.
He is unbelievable.
There is the man they call the Finnish Flash.
He was the Finnish Flash, not the flash in the pan.
Selanne cutting in. He should score.
I remember that year when they had in Winnipeg when he came in the league, and like, who is this guy?
Got the drop from Bayut. Selanne wrapped up and scored. Oh my, what a goal.
This guy has it. He can do whatever he wants.
The Winnipeg Jets super rookie Teemu Selanne would break Mike Bossy's rookie goal scoring record, and very soon
Selanne goes over it. Teemu Selanne breaks it. He scores! Oh, that's what we're waiting for. That goal by Teemu Selanne establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
What sticks in everybody's mind is 76 goals as a rookie.
Here's Selanne breaking in. Scores! Number 69 on the year. Selanne in there. Scores! Goal number 76.
That's crazy. I don't know how he did that. 76 as a rookie. That's something that would never be broken.
The 76 goal season is something that we could not imagine at this point in time.
Here's Selanne. Scores!
In an era where 40 goals for a rookie would be considered outstanding, Teemu is untouchable. He scored almost a goal a game.
76 goals, it's insane.
Scottie Bowman, you're talking about a hockey icon, folks.
Scottie Bowman, and one of the reasons why he lasted 5 decades, his appreciation for the history of the game and his knowledge base of people involved in the game over the course of those 5 decades that he was in the league.
How do you feel? Well, you can't express your feelings, Les, because it was a great series. I think both teams played the best they could.
He got the best out of me. I don't think I could have played better.
The Canadians have won the Stanley Cup. There is the moment coming out.
You have to be a pretty good coach. 1 year we lost 10 games, and the year after we lost 8 games, all year round.
Our head was down a few times, and we made some blind passes. And when you make mistakes like that, it's pretty hard to win hockey games.
His mind was always set for the game. You know, he was ready for every game.
That's number 9 for Scottie. Those cups now by a coach.
He won in different decades. He won with different kinds of players. He knew when to push, but he also knew when to stay away. When he went behind the bench in Pittsburgh after Bob Johnson's death.
Scottie did a really good job of coming in and not forcing himself on us and understanding this was Badger Bob's team.
The 92 Stanley Cup champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins, led by Scottie Bowman, who coached them this year.
I've never seen a man that was in control of a bench like Scottie. He knew everything that was going on.
The 1,000th career win for Scottie Bowman. Bowman gets his 1,200th victory.
That, to me, was one of his greatest strengths.
Scottie Bowman is going to get the cup first. The honor given by the captain to his coach.
When you're a goalie, the sole purpose of being a goalie is to win hockey games.
Brodeur is the winningest goaltender in the NHL.
When at the end of the day, you're the one that's got the most win, you know, it means a lot.
Simmons with a chance. Brodeur the save.
You always know Marty was going to hold the team in. And if they were lucky enough to get 2 goals or 3 goals, they're going to win the hockey game.
Great goalie. He had different style. He was so quick. It was always fun to compete against him.
Oh, that one did not
I saw him in his prime, and it was amazing to see what he could do.
Nothing was ever about Marty. It was always about the team.
And the Devils have won this one by a score of 3-1.
A lot of times when you have great goaltenders like that, you take them for granted.
Oh, what a save by Brodeur! Martin Brodeur takes a sure one away.
It was great to be able to say you play in front of the best or one of the best goalies of all time.
Congratulations to Marty Brodeur. 650th career win.
That's a crazy amount of wins. That amount of wins, to put together, it's just means you're a pretty good goalie, I guess.
Well, Marty Brodeur just kept making save after save.
For me, it was all about winning. He was able to do it for 691 times, so that's pretty good.
To win 19 series in a row is quite an accomplishment.
Gretzky scored with only 2 seconds remaining to keep that consecutive game streak going.
To go 51 games with consistency like that, that's a big number.
In sports, losing very often defines how you're going to win.
Shot by Kreshnar.
Especially if you think you're good. And the Islanders obviously felt that they were good.
When we lost to the Rangers, we got it rubbed in our face quite a bit. And I remember walking off the ice and saying to myself, how could this happen?
That left them with a feeling that we never want to feel this way again. And you know what? They just didn't lose again for a half a decade practically.
We were a team that could play any game and beat you at any game.
Finelli to Nystrom. He scored! The Islanders win the Stanley Cup.
When something is relentless, I mean, it burns and it doesn't stop, boy, you can't fall in love with it. And I think that was the Islanders. We just kept coming.
Well, if you look back, you'll see that we probably, in those 19 series, we probably went to 7 games and at least 10 of them.
Here's Morrow into the faceoff. He scores! Kenny Morrow! The Islanders will advance to the next round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs.
They were an awfully good hockey club. I think we learned in '83 how good they really were.
This was a team that was complete in a way that you can't see in the salary cap era. They were also, unfortunately, squeezed between 2 sexier dynasties. Montreal Canadiens, the Flying Frenchmen of the late 70s, 4 cups in a row. And when the Islanders do lose, finally, it's to the Edmonton Oilers, who go on and win 5 cups in 7 years.
We know what we did. I mean, we have 5 of us in the Hall of Fame. You know, we have our names in 4 Stanley Cups. We won 19 playoff series in a row.
The only thing I can do is look back and look at our record when we played teams at various times. How did we stack up? And I'll put our record with anybody's.
The teams in Montreal in the 50s and 60s won consistently, and he was on all of those teams.
And reaching the pedestal of 5 straight Stanley Cups.
And you look at Henri, I mean, Henri wasn't that big, but probably pound for pound was one of the toughest guys to ever play the game. He played in a game in Boston, and everybody was saying before the game, oh, you know, you hide behind the Rocket, your brother, and he does all the fighting for you. And so that night, Henri got in 3 fights.
Into Richard, good pass, backhander, score!
I think the adjectives that sort of jump out to me are just raw competitiveness and real intense love of competing and playing.
The tension and fatigue shows in the face of Henri Richard.
He never lost any of the emotion that allowed a man of 5'6" or 5'7" to have a 20-year career in a very tough and physical sport.
And the game is over. The Montreal Canadiens have won the Stanley Cup for a record 16th time.
You know, you look at teams, really good teams, they win the cup the following year. You know, it's kind of hard to produce what they did the year before. So it's going to be tough to see a player getting 11 Stanley Cup.
And here is the presentation of the Stanley Cup to Montreal captain Henri Richard.
11 Stanley Cups as a player. No one's topped that. No one ever will top that.
The Wayne Gretzky streak keeps rolling.
We kind of got spoiled, where we thought it was supposed to happen that way, because it just happened every night.
Last night against Vancouver, the great Gretzky scored 2 more goals to extend his marvelous scoring streak to 50 games.
Gretzky wasn't getting blue base hits in the 9th inning during that streak. He was knocking it out of the park.
He was averaging 2.5, almost 3 points a game. So it means if you're going to beat the Edmonton Oilers, you had to score 4 goals.
Gretzky, the complete player, also had 2 assists. Here off to Glenn Anderson. Anderson makes a nifty move to the net and scores the goal.
Every time I played him, he was great. There are other great players who I played time and time again. They weren't great every night. He seemed to be. And hence, probably the only guy that could put 51 games together.
Gretzky scored with only 2 seconds remaining to keep that consecutive game streak going.
If you look at DiMaggio's streak, 56 games. It's a number that most sports fans know off the top of their head. Well, Wayne Gretzky, in a season that's about 80 games, he was 5/8 of the way through it.
51 straight games with a point just shows his consistency, and there's not a player that wanted to score more when he was on the ice than Wayne Gretzky.
This season, Gretzky was again truly great, with a record-setting scoring streak that has lasted 51 consecutive games.
I don't think anyone's thinking about 51.
He scores! Making 25 straight games with a point!
I mean, even when I had my 26-game point streak going on, it was like, you know, you're getting lucky at the end of games.
The scoring streak will end at 26 straight games.
I don't think it's ever really possible to think about going to 51 games. That's an unbelievable accomplishment.
Linsman, backhander in front, tip, save, Gretzky shot, the game is over, and so is Wayne Gretzky's streak.
I'm glad that it's over, and yet I was shocked that it was over. It was I didn't expect that night not to get a point.
The pundits will debate number 1, number 2, till the number 100.
If Bobby can stay healthy, well, the National Hockey League office had better order a brand new set of record books.
Well, Bobby Orr, to me, is the greatest defenseman.
At age 23, Wayne Gretzky is a superstar in every sense of the word.
Wayne Gretzky was the greatest forward to me. So to say that one guy is better than the other guy, how do you compare?
Hitler back. Darryl Hitler has 10 points. That's a new record.
And it's not like it's a cheap 10 points. It's 6 goals.
Right to top, Taylor Bossy, shoots, he scores! Mike Bossy has his 50th goal!
He scored 50 a year, every year.
To nobody's surprise, here's the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy.
151. Over how many years? Those are the records not easily broken.
There's only one Bobby Orr.
If Bobby can stay healthy, well, the National Hockey League office had better order a brand new set of record books.
We will never see 139 points by a defenseman again.
Feeds Bobby Orr, going in, backhander,
We will never see a Bobby Orr again.
What he did is beyond control. I used to love to watch him when he killed penalties, because he'd keep the puck for the whole 2 minutes and nobody could catch him.
That's Bobby Orr's 100th point of the season.
When he got inside that blue line and he saw the top of that face-off circle, think shoot first. He said, that's what I'm going to do.
Orr's got the puck. Cut through, fires, goal! It's 4-2-1. Great blast by Bobby Orr.
It's not bad for a defenseman. 139 points. I mean, you're not going to see that today, and you're never going to see that again.
That's going to be a tough one to break, and if someone ever does it, it's going to be pretty remarkable.
A great pass by Bobby Orr.
A point per game for a player, let alone a defenseman, is pretty crazy, and almost 2 points a game there is even more. 139 points is it's outrageous. It means it's almost impossible. That's a crazy number.
To Bobby Orr. Shot, goal! Orr just streaks straight down the middle and scores.
I'm paid to put the puck in the net.
He wasn't Guy Lafleur, he wasn't Mike Bossy, he wasn't Brett Hall. He was mostly a pass-first guy. If the shot was there, he took it and overpowered a lot of goalies.
I think anything Wayne did that year worked.
Here's Gretzky looking for a break.
50 goals, not in 50 games, but in only 39. He didn't just break Richard's record, he demolished it.
Here is an empty net chance for Gretzky with 5 seconds. He's coming in. Score!
How many games did we play? 80. I mean, I just can't imagine over goal a game pace. That tells you what kind of level he's playing at.
Wayne Gretzky at 21 and barely is truly a phenomenon.
Wayne would make something out of nothing.
Loose puck in front. Second.
The minute you looked away from him, he was shooting the puck. It then ends up in your net.
The only major scoring record he doesn't already own is the one for most goals in a season. That record is 76.
Patrick knocks it down. Lost it to Gretzky. Here we go.
No one read the play and understood the game as a player more than Wayne.
I want to congratulate you, man, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of this. I mean, take it on, Wayne. Congratulations.
Everybody forgot about the talent that he had scoring goals.
Gretzky against Fisher. Here he goes.
To score 92 goals, that's mind-boggling.
Here he goes. Unbelievable.
92 goals, I mean, it's crazy.
92, and I think he probably could have had more.
It's pretty amazing to be close to 100 goals in an NHL season. I don't think anyone's going to touch that 92.
You know, I used to give him a hard time all the time. I said, Gretz, that's not even a good goal. The puck was on end, and how'd you get it in there? He says, that's the only shot I had.
Dad had a special place for Wayne.
He is great. He's going to be great for a long time.
Mom and Dad spent a lot of time with Wayne when Wayne was about to break Dad's records.
The great one has become the greatest of them all.
And there was always a special bond, special rapport between the two.
Gets his 1,200 victory.
650th career win. The Islanders win. And here is the presentation of the Stanley Cup. 51 consecutive games. What a blast by Bobby Orr. Wayne Gretzky with history.
You played 502 consecutive games in the NHL.
Isn't that ridiculous, eh? Like you worry about your job. I certainly wasn't going to let those kids come in and take my job. I stayed in there.
Glenn Hall played 70 games, the full NHL schedule at that time, year after year, after year, after year, after year, after year. 502 straight games without a mask.
Meet Glenn Hall, Detroit's 24-year-old rookie netminder.
That was the mentality of the goaltenders then. You know, they were brought up, this is how you played, and there was no mask.
A pass right in front to Dickie Moore, but Hall makes the save.
It was in the transition from goalies where the mask went from wrist shots to slap shots came in, starting with Boom Boom Geoffrion in the late 50s.
Geoffrion's shot is stopped by Hall.
That is insane. He obviously was tough and must have kept good care of himself and very strong between the ears to be able to play 502 straight.
Goaltender Glenn Hall leads the Chicago team onto the ice.
To play 502 games and compete in 502 games, I mean, I played 103 1 year. And you're exhausted at that. So to just continually play shows how good he really was.
Glenn Hall made a fine grab of Pete Goikin's screamer.
It's unbelievable. You know, I always told my coach I wanted to play every single game, and that was only 82, and they wouldn't let me do it. And so for him to get over 500 straight games, it's like mind-boggling.
I wish to know how many stitches he had. And by the way, 502 games consecutive for the goal. It's, wow, that's a number.
Even if you're not a hockey fan, you have probably heard of the great Gretzky.
We bring you the Wayne Gretzky Show.
Wayne Gretzky, the great Gretzky, they call him.
One of the latest sports heroes in this country is a modest young man from Ontario named Wayne Gretzky.
The reason Wayne got 200, 212, 215 points is he was trying to score 300. I mean, there just wasn't a guy that wanted to score more than him.
Wayne Gretzky has broken the single-season record with 153 points.
His hand-eye is pretty amazing. He could put it precisely where he wanted to put it.
His NHL record is 212 points, set in the 81-82 season.
That was the year I finished second in the league in scoring. I finished 71 points behind Wayne Gretzky, or something like that. Talk about bad second places, that was a bad second place.
Duchesne's pass in deep to Taylor to Gretzky. He scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the great one, has become the greatest of them all. The leading scorer in the history of the National Hockey League.
When you got 2,857 points in a career, you know.
The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky.
You know, I had 1,300 in 16 years, so it's 1,500 difference.
Wayne Gretzky will pick up point number 2,500.
What makes those numbers impressive is that no one will ever come close to them.
And there it is for Jaromir Jagr. It'll be point number 1,900.
You know, everybody now is talking about Jagr and all the records he's putting up. He's still 1,000 points away from Wayne Gretzky.
1,000 points. If Jagr were going to play till 70, he couldn't get there.
And how about that? Another milestone for the great one.
You hear people say unbreakable records all the time, but that's a record this day and age. You know, guys scoring 100 points is an unbelievable year. So, you know, they'd have to play 28 seasons in order to do that. And it's one of those records that I don't think will ever be broken.
When you break records, they're always fun, but boy, is it ever fun when you win.
If you took away every Wayne Gretzky goal and just counted his assists, he still has more points than anybody who ever played.